Hello guys, welcome to this channel. Thank you for joining. Something tremendous just happened today. Something very unpopular happened today, and I believe with this spirit, if many of our youth adopt this kind of spirit, a lot of changes will be made coming this 2027 election, and to our elective pattern, there will be a lot of changes. You all know popular content creator Governor Amuneke, also known as Kevin Chinedu. He made a video today talking about how he rejected a very tremendous offer by Inec to him to appoint him as Inec Youth Ambassador. So I will play the video now so that you watch it and also share your opinion.
I was contacted to be appointed as Inec Youth Ambassador. Guy, first of all, let us say congratulations to me, to us, and to everyone who has supported me from the day one. Because how did this boy get to a point where he's been recommended to be appointed for a national appointment? This is from federal. This is nothing about politics or whatever. This is from federal gong. I've never felt as proud as I felt when I got that message. This is something I feel like my late father will be so proud of me, and people who have been supporting, rooting for me are all, happy for me. I know you guys will be very, very happy for me. So this message came on my Instagram. Say, hello, I love what you're doing. I love your content. However, that's not why I'm here. I came here because I recommended you to be appointed as Inec Youth Ambassador. It told me what it entails. That's Two-Face, MI, some, well-meaning Nigerians are already the ambassador. So it's going to be alongside them as an ambassador. It was quite a proud moment for me. I won't even lie, right? I won't lie. And he told me if I'm interested, they are going to arrange a meeting with the INEC officials in Abuja if I'm interested. So, like I said, I've never been that proud. I drop videos back to back, and how I'm programmed is usually what next. For me, if you know me too well, is if I drop this video, I'm working on what next, right? I don't have that arrival mentality. I feel like I still have lots of work to do. So, but this moment brought me joy, it brought me tears of joy, it brought me take quick flashes of how did I get here? Just yesterday, we had a sleep office. One corner for Lagos, they collect 50k, they pay for 100k salary raise. No, it was 70k salary raise I was fighting for. But look at me today, I'm being recognized. This is supposed to be like a national honor. I don't know how to feel about it, but I've never been that proud of myself. So while I was marrying in my head, congratulating myself, some big questions started creeping in my head. Like I always say, whenever I make videos like this, I used to, tell you guys how, what brought about this type of content I do. And one would think that, I'm one of those who just came here because we're chasing fame, and all of that. Of course, they say salvation is free, but the Bible is for sale. So you have to at least buy a Bible. Of course, we are here to make money. We're here to explore, do a bunch of stuff and all of that. But what I'm most enthusiastic about is the passion that came with it, that comes with it. My passion is rooted in so many things. First, tears of millions of Africans. Second, the daily messages I get from even war front as far as Uganda, all part of Africa. People send me a message on a daily. From Zambia, this is what is happening in our government. I'm from Kenya, and all of that. And thirdly, my background, where I came from, where we had to switch from village square to the other village square, and the dust and all of that, because we were clamoring for education. We had to go as far as other communities to look for water and all of that. And most of those are still in place. So the passion is not just something that I premeditated. I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to do this. No, it's rooted in a certain TS that can't be easily, wiped out. When people send me messages and say, how are you coping? Are you being pressured from any form of whatever? And what always comes to my head is the pressure that is even involved if I wasn't doing what I'm doing. It's not about the pressure I'm getting from poking a certain person through my content. The pressure is worse when I'm doing nothing. Those voices keep resounding and all of that. So after I had these flashes and crazy thoughts of these circumstances, I asked the person who reached out to me the big questions. First of all, shout out to this guy. You're an amazing person. You spoke to me with all politeness, and this is an opportunity I would have loved to take. This is something that's changed people's, status and all of that, and I know a lot of benefit that comes with it, and I'm open to work with anybody. I'm open to work with brands, and I've worked with a lot of people. I've seen opportunities like this. People they usually come to my DM and say, we love what you're doing. We want to work with you and all of that. So I don't take this for granted. But I had some setback based on the question that I asked. I asked him, knowing the type of content I do, knowing that is government critics based. Most of the content I've done, about preaching a better Africa politically, and also criticizing the EUs and the government. Knowing all of this, of which the electoral body in Nigeria called Inec, but to Africa, electoral body is a huge part of the menace has ravaged the political system. Bad governance we talk about all this, is produced by these electoral bodies. So I said, am I going to still be able to criticize INEC if I'm appointed? And then he told me he was going to reach out to the director, he will get back to me, and afterwards I got answers, and he told me they've seen the type of content I do and all of that. I can still go on with that. As a matter of fact, I can even preach about getting PVCs and all of that. However, I cannot criticize directly INEC. I can no longer criticize directly INEC and all of that. So, of course, I've not really been even doing anything directly. When I mention INEC, my INEC usually means my eye and my neck, So, but I won't be doing a direct criticism and all of that. So, I'm not certain what the other conditions, or if there are other conditions, I'm not certain what, all of that. But this is the particular place that I had the issues with. So, the moment I asked the question, got their feedback and told me I can't. What seemed to be a congratulations, what seemed to be a big smile on my face disappeared. And I wish it didn't come with certain conditions and to box my voice. This is not to brag on, this is not to blow my trumpet. I would like to work with people. I like great opportunities like this, but some of these type of opportunities that would require me to not do a certain type of content is a jeopardy to my cause. Secondly, the main reason why I'm doing this video is to also remind other content creators that the content you do today, the audience you have today, is not your own making. Others will call it grace, others call it hard work. I have this both. I work hard and all of that. But I've seen people who work hard as I do that are not here. So I believe it's an ordination. I believe everyone who has a voice, who people listen to, is ordained to speak to people. Is ordained. And that ordination you have has a time frame where those questions of what did you do with it would always come at last, right? Those questions are later on going to be asked by your children, or when the time of that reign has passed. So if you have a platform today and you are being told to compromise, always remember there are millions of people whose hope is on that ordination that God has given you, or the universe has given you. So lastly, I want to thank the guy who recommended this opportunity, and please don't hesitate if you have any other opportunity that is not like this. I'm declining this one because there are restrictions to the type of content that I do, right? That's why I'm declining this, right? However, if there's any other opportunity and all of that, I do not take this for granted. I do not take these recommendations or people who recommend me to brands and all of that, and who wants to reward my efforts. I do not take them for granted. Thank you for the support and thank you for the love.